we got Bellator 264, Mousasi versus Solta. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button so I can get this video out to the masses. Then the more likes I get is the more exposure I get for these videos, right? Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon's account, a true analysis Patreon right here. I'm gonna show you guys a sample of it, of the work that I've been putting up. You can see all the UFC, Sanahan, Dillashaw, Hill, Hall, and Strickland. These are all prop bets, a bunch of face-off predictions, a bunch of combination plays. So go over there and check that out, guys. Also check out Wayne Gitchy Patreon account. These are a bunch of banned videos that I can't post on social media unless it gets blocked and taken down. And also I have some documentaries that I put up on there too, and also some martial art documentaries about different kind of martial arts, like sumo, aikido, jiu-jitsu, you have kendo, so all different types of martial arts, goju-ryu. So I have documentaries on all those different styles, right? So check out Wayne Gitchy and check out the True Analysis Patreon account. And yeah, let's jump into this video, guy. This is Bellator 264. Only 9 fights in this. Couple fights here I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. So you could either, you know, fade the fights, or you can do whatever you want to do with it, right? Because a lot of the guys here are making their debut, actually making a pro debut, and a lot of the guys in here don't have no footage on them, especially the early fights. There's no videos on some of them, right? You may find one, but still, it's not enough, right? But I'll do the best I can do for you guys, okay? So, first fight here, we have Orlando Mendoza versus Jon McNeil. Mendoza here actually making his pro debut. I believe he has a 3 winning in amateur, 218, 219, 221 here. Kind of flat-footed, but he will throw. He's throwing punches in bunches, right? Kind of slow at the movement, and he's actually hittable. Doesn't really move his head off center line too well, but with a lot of these guys, you know, it's coming from his amateur, so, you know what I'm saying, he's still learning, you know what I'm saying, so obviously he'll probably get better, right? He does throw heavy though. Once you start to, you know, throwing combinations, the punches come a little bit heavier, right? He's more sit in the pocket with you, and he more set up off his jab. So he will pop the jab, and follow up with a straight, or follow up with an overhand. So this is a guy that, you know, more will stay in the pocket, right? Let me see here. His opponent here, Jon McNeil. Jon McNeil is a little bit more experienced, and he fought a little more tougher guys. He seems more cleaner with his shots, right? He seems more technical with the boxing. Seems more well-rounded too, and it looks like he will go for the takedowns. So you push for the takedowns, and also look for some submissions too. But also he's making his debut, so I mean and this is a guy that fights at 205 and he's moving down to catch weight, so 195. Mendoza fight usually at 185, from what I believe. You know, it's not. I mean, as I said, it's not much. These guys don't have that much fights, so. McNeil is actually going to be at moving down to 195, which is catch weight, which is not too far away, but Mendoza going to move up. So, you know what's going to happen here, guys. I mean, this fight, to be honest with you, can go either way. I mean, like I said, this is a toss-up, man. I mean, I'm not confident about this pick, and if you check my Patreon account, I could have different plays. I could have different prop plays, could have different combination plays, or singles, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to go with... I'm gonna go with McNeil here because of more experience, and he's not dropping too much weight, and Mendoza gonna move up. So I mean he's really a 185er, and McNeil is a 205, but they're gonna catch weight at 195. I must say McNeil by decision, but honestly, guys, I am not confident in this play, and definitely Mendoza could pull off a win here. Like I said, check my Patreon. I will have different plays, okay? Next fight here we have Sebastian Ruiz versus Jerry Glossner. Ruiz here has a striking base, 3 inch of reach. Fights long. He's a rangy kind of guy there. Can get taken down though and subbed. He needs to work on his takedown defense. I mean, he just get taken down. I mean, he could strike his fight long, but then you shoot double single on him, you can get him down, right? His opponent here, Jeffrey Glossner, he has a wrestling base, and his wrestling does not look bad, man. He's pretty crafty, quick double legs. His striking doesn't look bad either. In my opinion, he's a more well-rounded guy here. And like I said, he will let his hands go with combinations. His boxing not that bad, and he will go for double single leg, right? So I said this guy here is a little more well-rounded than Ruiz, right? So I'm gonna go with Glossner for the win here, and I'm gonna say Jeffrey Glossner by a submission, guys. Slightly confident in this, but not really, because again, 2-3, 3-2. You know, these guys are not really. I mean, it's kind of. You know, they're not really that experienced. They haven't really fought nobody, so it's kind of hard. You know, because Ruiz could win. I mean, you never know. Ruiz going there and it's possible to get better takedown defense and just stop takedowns, you know. It's very possible. And just outstrike Jeffrey. I mean, it's very possible. So, I mean, the guy's records is not the best, so it's difficult. But I feel a little more confident in Jeffrey, but I'm not super confident. But I said Jeffrey by submission, guys. All right? Next fight here, we have Justin Moldova versus Kennedy St. Louis. Moldova here, he's actually making his Bellator debut, right? Seems well-rounded. Will let his hands go. And he will look for takedowns and definitely look for submissions, right? His wrestling is not bad, right? His opponent here, Kendall Lewis, seems to have a wrestling base, but I mean, he will get the takedowns, and but he can get taken down though, and then you can scramble on him. It depends on the opponent he's fighting, but he's athletic though. But then he will gas out though. That's the thing. So the longer the fight goes out to the first, then he starts to gas out. He's also making his Bellator debut too. Trains at American Top Team. I believe American Top Team, maybe Sunrise, I believe, or something like that. Over there in Fort Lauderdale. In Lauderdale Lakes, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. This is a tough one, yeah. I can see this fight going either way, to be honest with you. But I think the better striker and the better wrestler, in my opinion, and just the all-around game is Justin Moldova. So I'm gonna go with Justin Moldova. Is it Moldova for the win here? But I could see Lewis possibly winning. But I'm gonna go with I feel Justin should be able to pull this off though. So I'm gonna go with Justin by KO TKO, guys. All right. Next fight here. Like I said, these fights here are the early fights are very, very risky. A lot of guys that don't have that experience. A lot of them just coming from an amateur background. I mean, Kendall here. I mean, he has a little bit more experience here. A good amateur, and then his professional. You know, but still, they haven't fought nobody. Look at the guys that fought 1-1, 1-4, 0-2, whatever. I mean, hats off to the guys. It's not an easy sport to come in here and fight. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not here to bash any of these guys. It's all positive vibes. And a lot of these guys, you know, they're starting out. So, obviously, they're going to fight small guys first, you know, with not a good record. And they got to build their records up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give them to, what they say, the big fish first, you know? Like guys with good records who actually really are good. You know, because they could lose like that. And then, you know, end up with a bad record. But, yeah, so I'm going to go with Justin by KO TKO, guys. All right? Next fighter, we got Pam Sorenson versus Roberta Pam Sorenson. It's the next tough one here, man. Both of these women haven't fought since 2019. Pam has a wrestling base there, and she will look to grind and your grind. Her striking, it's so-so. I mean, you know, she would throw the punches and to set up the takedowns. But she's hateable though, and she's a BJJ black belt. She's gonna have the more experience here. So, I mean, Felicia Spencer, Caitlin Young, Jessica Rose Clark actually beat her. She actually beat Jessica Rose Clark. She was over there in a Victor. Her last fight with Caitlin Young was pretty impressive. She went for good takedowns there, consistently taking down. for the whole 5 rounds. She's going for takedown, takedown, takedown. So she has that cardio, man. Her opponent here though, Roberta. She's gonna have the 4-inch of reach on her, right? But she's inactive though. I mean, 213, 214, 215, as in fought 16, 17 or 18, 219, and then that's it. So, and then I mean, she lost to Julia Budd, but she could have the bigger frame here. Obviously, she's gonna be the bigger woman frame wise. Like her shoulders broad, like her wingspan is massive, and she seems physically stronger here. And she will look for takedown too. I believe she has a BJJ. I don't know if she's a BJJ black belt, but she has BJJ though. So she will look for the takedowns and everything like that. But it's experience though, man. Like I said, she has a bigger frame. But man, this is a tough one. I could see somebody actually winning is possible, just, you know, physical stronger. But I feel that opponent Pam here has, you know, has experience and a little bit more technical. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more skilled in my opinion. But it can go either way, to be honest with you guys. And this is the one where you could actually fade. I'm not sure on this one because Samed could actually win too. But I'm going to go with Pam Sorenson for the win. And I'm going to say Pam by Pam. I'm going to say Pam by decision, guys. And I'm not confident at all in this one. At all. Like I said, Pam is a more experienced, you could tell. You know, by the amateur and by the professional, you know, or the pro record. But still, you know, that doesn't mean that Samed cannot win though. You know, both women are inactive, having fought since 2019. So, but I'm gonna go with Pam by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Gwerder versus Khadzhimurat Bestaev. Man, that's a hell of a name. Ty here has a striking base. Trained with Ray Sefo. You guys know who Ray Sefo is. K1. Striking is not bad, man. This kid is pretty good. He has power in him too. You know, he will definitely look for the knockout, and I believe all his wins are by finishes. He has no decisions, except for losses. Maybe I think he has like 2 losses or something like that. But all his fights he finishes though. So this guy doesn't go to decisions. Look here real quick here. I could be wrong. Let's take a look. Yep, 5 by KO. So he packed power on him, only lose 2 by decision. His opponent here though, Bestaev. I was gonna say Bestaev, man. Or best. He's gonna have a 5-inch of height, dude. 5-inch of height. So he's gonna be tall. He's like 6'6" or something like that. Reach is pretty much close. I think it's like an inch difference. I think Ty could have the longer. Okay, it's about the same reach. Best here was on the Contender Series, though, if you guys remember. He fought Phil Hayes, right? Got knocked out in that fight quickly, though. He would look for the submission, though, and also the knockout. But, man, this is a fight where I favor Gwerder for the win. Because just the technicality. And if you look at Best, I mean, Best striking is... I mean, it's there, but he's open, man. The guy is hittable. The guy is hittable, man. And like I said, experience and technique, skills goes a long way, man. And he's been knocked out 3 times. But like I said, this guy here, he has some submission, he has some knockouts, 6 by submission and 4 by KO. So he possibly could look for takedown. But from what I see from Gregor, I must say Ty, Ty been actually getting better, man. I mean, Dalton Rosto, I mean, that guy's a prospect. So that's a tough guy to fight. Strong wrestling base coming to the American top team. It's a difficult guy to fight, man. And to lose to him is not really a bad thing. But now plus the guy's undefeated. I'm gonna go with Ty for the win here, man. I just feel like he's gonna be the better striker. He's a bit more technical guy, and with Best is open, man. His defense is not that good, and also he can get taken down. So I'm gonna go with Ty Gwerder for the win, and I'm gonna say Ty by KO TKO, and I'm actually confident in this one, guys. I'm actually confident in this one, and Ty is pretty durable. He's a durable guy, man. I mean, your face not meant to get hit, but he can take a hit. Bestaev cannot take a hit. So he'll be knocked out 3 times. So I'm going to go with Thai by KO TKO, and I'm kind of confident in this one. All right. Next fight here, we have Davion Franklin versus Everett Cummings. This is a tricky one. Franklin here has a strong wrestling base on him. He's going to be the better wrestler. He's heavy-handed, explosive, 5-inch of reach and 4-inch of height. That's freaking massive, dude. His opponent here, Everett Cummings, man, he shows here is 15-0. But look at his early fights here, a lot of 0-0-0s, even from his amateur. But then he's been picking it up, some 7-16, 12-7, 2-8. Guy's never been beaten. He's never been defeated before. Seems to have a wrestling base. Not much footage on him. I see one fight with him where he's taking down the guy, but he got reversed. The guy reversed him. I think the guy that reversed him was Son Davis, I believe it was. Yeah, and the Son Davis guy reversed him. So I mean, if Son Davis can reverse him, I can see Franklin reversing him too. But again, anything is possible in this game, though. Like I said, his record looks slightly padded, but overall he's 15-0, and he will look for the finishes, and he will look for the knockout. If you look on his record, so I mean, the guy is 15-0, man. I mean, if you look at Franklin, he's only he's 3-0. He's not experienced, man, like what Cummings is. Cummings is a more experienced guy here, so I would be very, very, very careful with this fight. I'll be freaking careful with this fight. This guy's 6 KOs, 9 submissions. I'll be freaking careful. Experience goes a long way, guys. Even if he fights guys who are 0-0, it's still experience, man. And he's in there doing it. You know, Franklin only started in 219, in 218 or something like that. I mean, even though he's probably maybe wrestling 220. My bad. He's just 220, 2020. He started. I mean, this is a tough one, man. I'm gonna go with Franklin because Franklin for the more athleticism, and I see him have the better wrestling from the footage I see of Everett, and the power I see from Franklin is quicker. But I'm not confident though, guys. I'll be very careful with this one because Cummings could pull off a win here because we don't know much about him except for that one little footage. Cummings could come in here and get a submission on Franklin. Be careful, man. Franklin could go for a takedown, get caught with something. You never know, man. A guy like Everett, 15-0, is a reason why he's 15-0, even though he's fighting friggin' some cans, but still, he's beating them anyway. So, I'm not confident, but I'm going with Franklin with this one, and I'm not confident. I'm going to say Franklin by KO TKO, man, but be very careful. Check my Patreon. I will have different plays on this one, all right? Franklin by KO TKO. Not confident. Don't sleep on Cummings, man. You never know. The guy only have one little footage, but you never know. He come in there and fight differently. And also, he weighs a lot. He weighs that. Okay, so I guess they're weighed in already then. I believe it was like 280 or something. But it shows it's like 257. So I guess the weigh-ins went already. So I'm gonna go with Franklin, but I ain't confident. So I'm be very careful. This Bellator card could be tricky, guys. It could play out the way how it is, and it could go the opposite way. So be careful. Next fight here, Magomedov versus Raufeon Stots. Magomed here is well rounded, man. He has a Khabib flow, right? Dagestanian, the Sambo. Only loss was to Peter Yan, which he beat Peter Yan first by split, and Peter Yan came back and beat him. So that's his only loss. So this guy has a Khabib style, man. Dagestanian handcuff. This guy take you down, lace up your legs, grind on you, or ride on you, and bring you down to the ground. But his opponent here, Stots, he ain't no joke, man. Stots is 3-inch of reach. The only person he lost to was Marab by spinning back fist in the first round. So he has a strong wrestling base too, and he can strike, and he's well rounded. So this is a fight where it could play out where Magomed just grind on him, just different level of wrestling, which a lot of the guys from Dagestan, the Russian fighters like Khabib, their wrestling is completely different from these other guys wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to say American, you know, or whatever you want to say. Their wrestling is just on a different level. So it could play out where Magomed come in here and just grind out Stots, just grind him out, make him looks like he can make it look easy, and Stots just can't stop his takedowns. Or Stots can sprawl and defend it, kind of like what Peter Yan did, and keep the fight standing and beat him to a decision. Or Stots could even take down Magomed. It's very possible. But I'm gonna go with Magomed for this one, man. But I'm not confident though, because Stots is a good fighter, man. So and the odds in this fight should not be high, to be honest with you. It should be a very close fight. I would edge a little bit to Magomed, close to even. I would edge a little tiny bit, but Stots could pull off a win here too, man. So be very careful. And Stots gonna have a 3-inch of reach. I'm gonna say Magomed by decision though, but I'm not confident, guys. All right. Next fight here we have Andrey Koreshkov versus Sabah Homasi. Andrey Koreshkov here, he's gonna have a 3-inch of reach. He would look to take this fight to the ground. His wrestling is not bad. He's a more well-rounded guy here, man. Overall, he's good everywhere. He's good in the stand-up. He's good at wrestling. He could take this fight anywhere he wants to take it. His opponent here, Homasi, you remember him from the UFC. Homasi has heavy hands, man. He will fade though after the first round. So he'll come in there and just trying to land an overhand on you. That's basically it. He got power in his overhand, right? We'll look to strike. We'll also look to take you down. He'll be mixed up a little bit. You see him mixed up a little bit with Curtis Millender. He beat Curtis Millender by just taking him down. But he's been knocked out a lot though. He's been knocked out 6 times, man, back to back. Like, not even like 3 times in a row. Like some, I believe, some KO and some TKO finishes. Yeah. He just been getting knocked out a lot. Like 6 in a row. Like I said, he would gas after the first round. But this is a guy here, he could knock you out though. He could knock out Koreshkov off. I mean, that's possible. He could come in here and knock out Koreshkov off, man. I mean, that's very possible, man. If he landed overhand, could catch him, but Andrey Koreshkov is a very experienced guy. So it's like a puncher's chance. He has a puncher's chance, man. But Andrey is very experienced, man. I mean, he only lost to Lawrence Larkin by split and Douglas Limo and Ben Askren. That's it. I mean, look on his record. I mean, there's always a puncher's chance, but man, that's heads or tail. or I mean, it's possible. Anything is possible. Like I said, nothing guaranteed. But I like Andrey Koreshkov for that one, man. I mean, Homasi, you know, he's gonna come in there and try to knock him out. But then Koreshkov can take him down and take this fight anywhere he wants. And then in the clinch, Andrey Koreshkov could throw knees and just break him down. I'm going with Andrey Koreshkov for the win here by KO TKO and puncher's chance by Homasi. So like I said, I don't sleep on anybody. All these guys coming here and they're coming here prepared with game plan. Homasi from American Top Team. If you come in here prepared and he can set up the punches to land an overhand, he could catch Andrey and knock him out. It's very possible. Or you could take on Andrey and grind him out. It's possible, but Andrey is very experienced. So, I mean, and Andrey is experienced everywhere. I think he's a little bit better than Homasi everywhere. But anything is possible. But I'm going to go with Andrey Koreshkov by KO TKO. Alright, guys. Next fight here, we have Gegard Mousasi versus John Salter. Gegard, 2-inch of reach. Very well-rounded guy and very, very freaking underrated guy, man. This guy, man, dude, this guy beat everybody, man. He beat everybody, dude. Lima, Machida, Roy McDonald, Rafael Covello, Andrei Shevchenko, Chris Wyman, Uriah Hall, Vito Belt. Look at Tiago Leo. His resume is freaking insane of the guys he beat. Oben Sempru, Muhammad Loyal, Sokoju, he fought Emelianko. Even though he lost to him, but he fought all these guys. Ronaldo Soja, Melvin Manhoef, Dennis Kang, Santos, Hector Lombard. Man, this guy been fighting for a long time. He's been fighting in Pride, K1. What was he in K1? I don't think he was in K1. Yeah, he was in K1. Yeah. Gary Goodrich. I mean, he fights some classic guys too. He fought some old school guys back in the days, man. I forgot that. Renato Sobral, He fought some old school guys back in the days too, man. Some old school guys back in the day, man. So this guy is very, very underrated guy. And man, yeah, Mark Hunt. I mean, Mike Kyle, Latifi, Dan Henderson. He fought everybody, dude. And his record is not bad. He's freaking 40 something. Was it 47-7, dude? And he's only 36. This is probably could be. If you look at his record, to be honest with you, and the guys he fought, he probably could be one of the top MMA fighters out there. Just to be honest with you, man. I mean, I know he's not as some of his fights are not too exciting, but he beat the guys though. And you know what I'm saying, he maybe not, you know, like on a marketing kind of thing, like he doesn't, you know, play the game like what Conor McGregor does or these other fighters trying to sell himself. You know, just try to be an exciting guy or, you know, or a cocky guy. He just be himself. He's kind of humble, kind of quiet. I think that's probably why. But on paper, on skill set alone, he beat all these guys and fought a lot of guys in the MMA sport. If you want to say, it's very, very underrated though. His opponent here though, John Soto. John Soto is very well rounded too. Most of his wins, I believe, are by submission. He was in the UFC also. I believe he only won one UFC fight, but he was in the UFC early. So early in his career. BJJ black belts, has wrestling base, 10 by submission, lost 3 by submission. It was in the UFC way back here. He lost to Dan Miller and Gerald Harris, beat Jason McDonough. Mousasi should win this fight, man. Mousasi is one of the best MMA fighters out there, man. Come on, man. He could be number one, just on paper. For mainstream and social media and hype, maybe not. But beating the guys them and showing that he could win 26 by knockout, 12 by submission. Come on, man. And look on the guys he fought and beat. That's what I say. It's not always about, you know, the people or your skills anymore. It's just all about the trash talking and the fakeness. You know, people like fake stuff. They like you to behave a certain way that you're not, just to pull the crowd, like act stupid, or, you know, kind of like a Conor McGregor kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, throw stuff at the bus, you know, act like a freaking idiot, you know, it just, I mean, Mousasi is just humble, you know, kind of soft-spoken. You know, people nowadays, they don't want to see that. You know, they want to see that hype. You know, it's about the fighting. You know, you go in there and show your skill set. No, it's not even about your skills no more. You know, you could freaking lose 10 fights in a row, but if you can have 1 million subscribers, they're gonna still make you fight. But then a guy like Mousasi, they will kick him out with his record looking freaking amazing record and fight everybody in the sport. But then they get rid of him because he can't sell nothing. So it's all about the money, man. At the end of the day, just to be honest with you, it's all about who. It's all about how much social media followers you have, and how much people you can put in those seats, how much tickets you can sell. That's basically it. So Mousasi should be able to win this fight, but be careful because Soto has a strong wrestling base, and he could come in here and grind for 5 rounds. Believe me. So, like, I like Mousasi for the win. Don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna pick Mousasi by KO TKO. But Soto could win this fight, man. Believe me. He has a strong wrestling base, and he could come in here and pull off the win. So I wouldn't sleep on him. And like I said, check my Patreon account because I will have different plays on there, and I will have Soto in some plays. All right. So that's it, guys. I'm going for Mousasi by KO TKO, and that's my prediction and breakdown there. Check out the odds real quick, see what we're working with. Fresh that bad boy. See the first fight here. Alright, I have Mendoza as favorite, but it's close, kind of even fight. Yeah, I mean, that fight, like I said, guys, the McNeil and Mendoza, that's like freaking toss-up. But I'm going with Neil though. But again, Mendoza could win. Glossner and Ruiz, damn, Glossner's freaking high as hell. Hell no. I mean, Glossner is supposed to can win, but like I said, a lot of these guys, their records are not that great. You know what I'm saying? But and they don't have that much experience. But Jeffrey Glossner does has a stronger wrestling base, and his striking is better in my opinion. He's just more skilled guy, but the odds on him is too high, man. So be freaking careful, because Ruiz could win, man. Like I said, it's difficult with these matchups because the guys, the records are not that great, and the experience is not really there. You know what I'm saying? So the fight shouldn't be so high for Glossner. It should be actually an even fight. So be careful with this one, guys. Let me see here. Justin and Kendall. Justin is friggin' high too. Kendall could win this fight, guys. He's a very explosive wrestler. Can get the fight to the ground. That's how he will gas out, and then he can get reversed. You know what I'm saying? And Justin, you know, he's skilled too. Got wrestling and striking, and he's a little more well-rounded than Kendall. But Justin shouldn't be so high, man. That's crazy. This one is just as bad as the Jeffrey and the Sebastian fight. So I'll be very careful with it, guys. And like I said, the odds on it is too high. Pam and Sabah. Alright, Pam has favorites, a small favorite there. It could be even, some size even fight. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's an even fight. Ty and Best. Ooh, Ty is freaking high. Even though I like Ty and I'm confident in him, but not at 260 though. Because Best is a tall dude, he can strike too, coming from Contender Series. But still, you know what I mean, at 260, that's at 300, that's too high. This fight, I would have Ty maybe at maybe like 130, 140, close to even, just to be honest with you. At 260, 300, that's too high, man. That's too high. So be careful with this one too, guys. Even though I'm confident with Ty, but still the odds are too high. Franklin and Cummings, wow, man, oh man, this Bellator going crazy with this. Cummings undefeated. Yeah, he fought some cans, but and you see a small little video with him. He got reversed by a guy, but he submitted the guy. Franklin had got 3 fights, been fighting since 2020. No, we learned from this already. How, you know, guys with 2-0 fighting other guys with big records and they lose. You know what I'm saying? So I disagree, and I'll be very careful with this one because Cummings could edge a victory here. Be very careful. Magomed and Stots. Magomed is freaking high as hell, dude. You can't count Stots because Stots is a very experienced guy, man. Stots is a very experienced guy. I disagree. I would have Magomed, slight favorite, maybe like 150, maybe 160. You know what I'm saying? Because of the wrestling. Wrestling could play a factor here. You know what I'm saying? The Dagestanian, the Khabib kind of style. But Stots has wrestling too, and Stots have striking. So this fight could play out like Peter Yan fight. Be careful with this one. So him at 650, I disagree with it. Magomed could be maybe like 150, maybe 160, man. Because I see Stots could edge a victory here. So be very freaking careful. Andrey Koreshkov, damn, 450. I really don't disagree with this. I feel Andrey Koreshkov is well-rounded in every department. He could take this fight anywhere he wants. He has the takedowns, he has the wrestling, he has a submission, he has a striking. I mean, Homasi gonna need a puncher's chance. Can he get it? It's possible. It's possible, but I don't disagree with this. But still be careful, because Homasi could land that one shot. It's possible. But Andrey Koreshkov is a more experienced, a more skilled guy. Gegard Mousasi, 380, 360. I don't disagree. I mean, Mousasi is one of the best MMA fighters out there, in my opinion. But don't sleep on Salter, though. I tell you that. Don't sleep on him, because he could win this fight. Salter is a pretty good fighter, too, especially has a good wrestling base in him. If he could take Mousasi down and keep taking him down and hold him down there for 5 rounds, he could pull this fight off. So be very careful. The fights that I disagree with the odds is definitely Jeffrey and Sebastian. I disagree. Justin and Kendall, disagree. Bestaev and Ty, disagree. Franklin and Cummings, I disagree. Magomed and Stots, I disagree. Koreshkov and Homasi, slightly, but Andrey Koreshkov should win that fight. Gegard Mousasi and Salter, slightly, but Mousasi should win that fight. All right, so this card here is a tricky one, guys. It's kind of tough card, to be honest with you. So a lot of guys, a lot of question mark because they're making a debut and not much experience, and the odds, man, is just freaking high. Even the guys are more fighting. Like Cummings was 15-0 versus Franklin. He only has 3 fights, only 3 wins, 3-0. Cummings 15-0. Question mark. Only seen him fight 1 time. He only has 1 video to show. Question mark, man. So you gotta be careful. So that's about it, guys. And like I said, check out my Patreon account because I will have some prop bets. I will definitely have some prop bets, some single plays, some combination prediction, and some face-off prediction. I'm gonna have too. Definitely the face-off predictions, and I will make some small little, little combination parlay plays for you guys. Maybe like 4 or 5, a 3. You know what I'm saying? I may do some switch arounds. Definitely I might have some Mendoza in there. Definitely gonna have some Samid, some Roberta Samad in there. Definitely I'm gonna have some Cummings in it. I mean, it's the card is, the odds is too high, man, on the guys. I'm gonna have some Stots in it too. So it's gonna be all mix up thing. So guys, check out my Patreon because the Patreon, like I said, I can do a lot more over there. I can mix up the plays a lot more, and you guys go over there and check it out. Check out the Wayne Gitchy Patreon also. I have a lot of banned videos in there which I can't put on social media. So you guys check that out. Give me a thumbs up. The thumbs up will get these videos out so everybody can see them. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Appreciate the love to everyone. All the fighters out there on Discord. Enough respect to all these guys out there putting their health on the line. Remember, your health is your wealth. A lot of guys making a debut. Of course, these guys will get better. Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect any of these guys. I'm just going by their records and what they have. And sure, so maybe 3-4, 2-3, but the consistent work on it, the consistent working, they will get better. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's part of the game. If you're playing the sport, you will get better. If you keep doing it consistently, the more consistent you are, the better you're going to get, man. So all love out to all the guys. No respect to all the guys. One love out to everybody. One love out to my patrons. One love out to everybody, man. All right, man. You guys keep on kicking. And